Quarter. This is Dixie, my newest addition. I now have 3 cats. I'm officially a cat lady. And welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is, like I said, Steph Porter. I am a fitness and nutrition coach. I have my own business, Fit by Steph. I also vlog on YouTube. I'm a bodybuilder. I'm a faith-based content creator. Love Jesus. And I'm trying out a new camera lens, like a wide angle lens that I got for my birthday. We'll see if it works. I want to do more of these like sit down kind of talking head videos, but the camera that I have is the Sony ZV-1E. Anyway, let's get into the video. This is going to be a juicy one, a meaty one. I'm going to answer all the questions that I have been getting for years. There are a handful of questions that I get all the time, and I'm now ready finally to talk about them openly, unapologetically. I will preface this with some of these things are my opinions, they're my thoughts, it's my life, and I'm gonna do them. But I just wanted to kind of share and add some context because I do get questions a lot, and I believe in transparency, so I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna open up a little bit more than I normally do. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. If you see me drinking a lot of my water, I'm on 75 hard, which I'll also get into as to why I'm doing 75 hard. Yeah, comment below if you know anything about 75 hard, or if you've done it before. If you have questions, definitely comment them below. I'm a little nervous. Let's get into it. Okay. We're gonna start off with a bang because this is a question that I get. Well, it's a combo. There's 2 questions that I get all the time. The one is, am I in a relationship / am I ever going to get remarried? So let's dig into that first. So if you don't know, I am divorced. Quarter is not my maiden last name. We got married. Jason and I got married. We met in 2009. We got married in 2013, and then shortly after got divorced. It just didn't work out at the time. We were super young, and gosh, if I could tell actually I was 22 when we got married. I wasn't even 23 yet. If I could tell her to not get married, I probably would, but you know, you live and you learn. And yeah, so I am divorced. It's not something, what's funny is, had we gotten divorced like now, when social media is such a big thing, everyone would know it, right? Because that's just what it is. But because we got divorced at a time where we literally had like flip phones, like I don't even think we had phones that had internet on them. So posting and sharing your life on social media was not a thing in 2013 as like it is now. So that's probably why a lot of you don't even realize that I've been married and that Quarter is not my maiden last name. But now you know if you didn't know. Anyway, so Jason and I have always been very, very good friends. He's my best friend. He is my best friend. We've always stayed close. We've always stayed in touch. And through the years, you know, he was in a different relationship. I dated a little bit. And then we found our way back to each other. So we do live together. He is here. He was here an hour ago. He's at work right now, and yeah, we're living our life, and I'm happy. So that's it. You know, it's a weird turn of events. I don't know a whole lot of divorced couples that are like even friends with their ex partners, let alone back with them. So we'll see. But I wanted to tell you guys that to then segue into, as soon as people find out that I've been married and that Jason and I are like living together again and we're like good, the next inevitable question is, are you going to get remarried, right? And I just think it's so funny. Like, if you go by what society like expects of you, you will never satisfy anybody. When you're single, people want you to find somebody. When you find somebody, they ask when you're going to get married. When you get married, they want you to have a kid. When you have a kid, they're like, oh, when are you going to give them a sibling? I mean, good Lord, like, it's never going to be like good enough. So my advice is to live your life and be fulfilled and be happy for you. Like, do not try to satisfy or fit in some mold, because you're never going to please everybody. And honestly, a lot of the people that have these expectations for you are probably just projecting because they followed what they thought they were supposed to do and now they're not happy. So, yeah, so are we going to get remarried? I don't know. I could kind of take it or leave it. We're really happy. Like, we have a good life. We've got our cats. We got a routine. We like to travel. We just booked another trip to Gettysburg. Like, when I think back to the things that I wanted and prayed for, like, I'm so grateful, and I've got so much, and we're very content with our little life that we have. If we get remarried, we get remarried. We don't. So this brings me to the next question that I get asked all of the time. And I will add some context as to why I feel like I specifically get asked this all the time. When are you going to have kids is the question, right? So I just turned 34 like 3-4 days ago. And to add some context, I am like super aunt. Like, I am aunt of the year. I will go toe to toe with any aunt out there. My niece and nephew, I'm literally like their second mom. I am incredibly involved in their life. I love them to death. Like, there's nothing I wouldn't do for them. And I have been incredibly involved in their lives, like in their lives since they were born. They are 6 and 8. And they're literally the loves of my life. Like, I'm obsessed with them. That being said, I'm going to say this, and I hope that it is received the way that I am saying it, and that I hope that people respect my wishes. I am an incredible aunt. Like I said, I love being an aunt. I truly believe that that is one of the gifts I have on this earth, is to be a good example for those two kids and to just be an extension of their parents. Like, that I love to do. Do I want my own children? This is hard to say. Do I want my own children? The answer is no, I don't. And I've thought about this a lot, especially because I'm so involved with my niece and nephew. Inevitably, people mix the two together and say, well, you're such a good aunt and you love doing it, you must want a bunch of children. You must yearn to be a mom. I honestly don't. And it's not like, before you get in the comments and start saying like, oh, you're such a good aunt, like you would just love it, this and that. Like, there is a big difference between being an aunt, even as involved as I am. Like, I'm pretty much their second mom. There is still a difference between that and actually being a parent. Like what a parent is supposed to be, right? Like, in my head, like, a parent is like, you are on all the time. Like, that your life, like, I'm gonna say this, if you are, to me, being a parent means that your life really isn't yours, at least for like a while. Like, you live and breathe to make sure that your children are happy and healthy and thriving and all of the things, and that takes up most of your time and energy, as it should, right? To be a good parent. Like, I look at my sister, for example, my sister and my brother-in-law. If there were two people on this earth that were meant to be parents, it is those two people. That is their thing. They like live and breathe being parents. They are good examples. Those kids are like more than thriving. They are teaching them how to be good Christians. They're always going on adventures. They're like, and it's not even like material things. Like, they parent the way that I think parenting should be. Like, they are such amazing examples of parents. And I have friends who are divorced. Like, I can think of a guy and a girl who are friends of mine. They are divorced. They were together. They have 2 girls. Them individually, like, they live and breathe for their children. Like, he is meant to be a dad. Like, he is like super dad. He gets up crazy early. He operates at like such a high level. And when he has his daughters, like, you can tell it just fulfills him. And those 2 girls will be amazing in this world. And their mom is the same way. Like, I look at people who I just know are meant to be parents and are doing it, even in this crazy world, the way they're supposed to. And I've got to be honest, like, I don't have that in me. Well, I love having my niece and nephew, but when I give them back and when I'm driving home and stuff, I don't stay up nights yearning to have my own children. Like, I don't feel that void. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to have children just to satisfy somebody else thinking that I should have children. That's insane. Like, having a child, bringing a child into this world, into today's world, 2024. Oh my God. Like, why would you bring a child into this world unless you truly wanted and had the desire to be a parent and get them to that finish line? Like, it is a crazy world we're living in. Like, I honestly think it's more, I'm going to say this. It is more selfish to have children out of some check the box desire than it is to say, I am not going to have children. I don't have the desire. I don't have what it takes, what I need to have a child. Okay. And I know that that's going to be disappointing to some people because I'm such a good aunt. You equate the two. But no, I'm not going to have children. Like, I'm not going to be a mom. Like, and that's okay. Like, I know that there will be people who watch this who will say, oh, well, you're going to be unfulfilled. What is this hair doing? Like, I know that there will be people here who, because they, either way, whether you have children be out of like some necessity or some like check the box or it's just the thing you did, or you had children because you truly yearned to have them, regardless. I know that there will be people that say, oh, well, you don't know what you're missing, or you're not going to be fulfilled, or you're not going to leave a legacy or an impact. You're wrong. You are wrong. There are people on this earth whose legacy and impact will be tied to having children and being amazing parents. And there will be people like me. There are people like me. Okay? I promise you. Okay? What is today's date? Today is October 2nd, 2024. I promise you, mark my words, I will leave such a big impact on this world. I will leave such a legacy, not only as an aunt, but as a business owner, as somebody who truly is passionate about people's health and fitness and just their overall well-being. I promise you that I will leave a ripple effect in this world when my time comes. And it will not be tied to having or not having children. And that's okay. Like, we have got to stop putting people into buckets. If you have kids, somehow that means you're more fulfilled or more successful than if you don't. Or if you don't have kids, that somehow means that the people who have kids are miserable. Like, stop it. Stop it. If you truly want to have children and you yearn to do that, and that is what will fulfill you, have a flock of them. But if you don't, please do not have children just to satisfy Joe Schmo from your hometown who never left, who just had kids because his parents had kids because their parents had kids. Stop. Like, you have got to take stock and inventory of your life, your desires, your gifts, and then make that decision. That is how I think people should decide whether they should have children or not, right? So no, I don't plan on having children. I just don't. And that's okay. So comment below if you agree, if you disagree. I don't want to get into arguments, but I'm happy to talk it out with people. I think that, I don't know, nowadays, especially with the election coming up in like a month, people are super on edge and they don't want to have like tougher conversations with people. I think that they, you don't have to like get into arguments. You don't need to, I'm not going to insult anybody. You're entitled to have your opinion. That is what America's like, it's supposed to be. Like, you're entitled to have your opinion. What you're not entitled to do is to push it on other people and make them feel bad for not having that same opinion. So as long as we can do that, comment below. Are you childless? Are you gonna have children? Do you have kids? Do you love having kids? Do you wish you had waited? Like, let's talk about it. That was a tough one. That was a big one. But Steph Quarter, as of today, October 2nd, 2024, does not plan on having children. Okay, let's get into something that I get asked a lot, not nearly as much as when am I going to have my own kids. But again, I'll add some context. I'm a bodybuilder. I'm a bikini bodybuilder. I also judge in the OCB, which is a natural federation. I'm a natural bodybuilder. And I competed earlier this year. I did one show in March in Tampa, Florida. And I think I got like 3rd place in my open class. I have to look back and think about that. But definitely the best package I've brought to the stage. I always inevitably, like I said, when you're single, they want you to have kids. When you compete, the next question is, when are you going to compete again? Like, I think people mean well, but inevitably, like, they project the things that they're not doing or coming short up onto other people, and I get tired of it. Of 2024, I'm definitely not competing again this year. I just started 75 Hard yesterday. My goal has always been to continue to improve and bring a better package year after year when I do compete, and I've done that. But I need more muscle. Like I said, I'm a natural bodybuilder. I'm 5 feet tall. My stage weight is like 100 pounds. And I have a hard time putting muscle on. And I think part of that is attributed to genetics. And then the other part is just, I've never really given myself a long enough off season to really put on the muscle I need to. And two, when I do, I have a hard time holding on to it when I lean out. So that being said, since March, I reversed, back up to normal calories, stayed out of maintenance for a little bit. I am in a slight deficit now because I'm doing 75 Hard, and I want to see what I can push my body to do. But like I said, I need more muscle. So realistically, I don't really plan on, at this point, I don't plan on competing at least in the first half of next year. We'll see. But I need some time to grow and to put on some muscle. And the thing that you don't think about is, like, if you only give yourself like 3 to 6 months as an off season, well, inevitably, like, life's gonna happen. So it's not like you have 6 months straight of perfect days where you got your lifts in, you got all your protein in, and nothing bad happened, and you didn't have a bad day. That's not gonna happen. So to kind of bake that in, I'm giving myself at least the next 6 months, 8 months to grow, put on some muscle. Specifically, if you're a bikini bodybuilder, comment below, glutes and shoulders. I've definitely put on some size on my glutes. I was looking at pictures. I just did a photo shoot for my birthday. The glutes are, finally, Lord, I've got some glutes. But I still want, I need to like almost overcompensate my glutes and my shoulders because, like I said, when I lean out, I lose some muscle. So I need to kind of put on like a good amount of muscle so that I can like have decent muscle when I lean out. The Yorton Cup just happened. It's the kind of the Olympia of natural bodybuilding, and Jillian won, and her physique is exactly what I aspire to have. She's got a really good amount of muscle, some glutes, some shoulders. She leans out really well, and it's a good package. So that's now the standard really for natural bodybuilding. So I'm just gonna keep growing until I get to a point where I feel like I've got almost too much muscle, and then I can lean out, and then we'll see from there. But no rush to the stage. Like I said, I judge competitions, so I get my fix of being at the shows. I love being at bodybuilding competitions. I love the OCB. I love the camaraderie. It truly is like a family. And I'll be honest with you, I do have aspirations to promote and put on my own bodybuilding competition. We'll see if I'm able to make that happen next year. But if I take that on, I don't also see myself prepping. You know, when you prep for a bodybuilding competition, that's literally like your entire life. Like you literally have just enough brain power left to do your job, and then that's it. So we'll see. I need to kind of have some conversations and see, but I would love to promote and put on my own bodybuilding competition. But for now, I at least have 3-4 competitions that I'm going to judge next year. So I'll get my fix and we'll see, you know, we'll see, but I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, no, I don't have any plans on getting back on stage anytime soon. We'll see, maybe June of next year, I'll kind of see where I'm at, and then maybe we'll prep. The goal, especially with 75 hard, is to, and I'll get into why I'm doing 75 hard in a second. The goal with 75 hard is to get to a point where my body composition allows me to, if I wanted to, jump into a prep and do 3 to 4 months and then be able to be stage lean, right? Like I want to stay within 10% of my stage weight, accounting for having a little bit more muscle. So maybe the stage weight is like 105 instead of 100, but that's the goal. Whew. We're doing a lot of talking. Give the cats some treats so they would stop fighting. All right, let's wrap up this video with like 1 or 2 more questions. So why am I doing 75 hard? So let me preface this with 75 hard is not a fitness challenge. It is not a diet program. Don't even start that, okay? It is one of the components that you have to follow a diet and stick to it for 75 days? Yeah, but it can be any diet of your choosing. If you can stick to keto, then do that for 75 days. Like whatever it is, I'm doing high protein in a calorie deficit, tracking my macros, right? 75 hard is so much more than that. It is a mindset overhaul. For 75 days, can you stick to 5 tasks, 5 critical tasks that will inevitably elevate you and put you at such a higher level and that much closer to achieving your goals, right? The components of 75 hard don't actually, it doesn't really matter. It's can you stick to those 5 things for that amount of time with no compromise, right? The tasks are meant to test you, right? Like 2 45-minute workouts a day. They can be 2 walks, but one of them has to be outside and they should be a few hours apart. You got to stick to a diet, gallon of water, read 10 pages of a book that is going to help you with mindset or just self-help, things like that, right? And it's self-reported. There's an app, you track it all. And again, it's self-reported. So you can say you finished it, whether you did or didn't. You're the one that's going to know. So for me, I know I have lazy tendencies. I naturally am a lazy person, to be honest with you. I know it comes off that way, but I need you to understand that like social media, I share what I want you guys to share. I don't share when I spend days on the couch. I just don't. I have had depression and anxiety for a few years now, and I'm dealing with it. I have a therapist, all that. But I know that the goals I have and the actions I'm doing toward them aren't matching up. They're just not. There's so much more that I could be accomplishing every single day. There's a lot of things that are not hard tasks, but just like not fun tasks that I put off. I'm a procrastinator at heart, and I tell myself that I thrive under like a pressure, like a deadline. That's not okay. Like I should be operating with zero compromise every single day. It's the consistency, it's the work that I put in that is going to get me to my goals. So that's why I'm doing 75 hard. I need a kick in the butt. 75 days from now or 72 days from now, I will be a completely different person. By the end of this year, I will be operating at such a high level that getting to my goals is inevitable. That is what I need. If I truly want to take my business full time, which I will, I'm manifesting that. Like, I will take my business full time. I will quit my corporate job, and I will make health and fitness, being a creator, influencer, whatever you want to call it, full time, because the more people I can influence, the more people I can help, and have that ripple effect to help as many people as possible become the best versions of themselves, not just with their health and fitness, but just in general. But I need to like get myself in gear in order to do that. So that's why I'm doing 75 hard. If you have questions about 75 hard, comment them below. But again, it's not a fitness challenge. It really has little to do with your fitness. Is it a nice byproduct of it? Will I look really good shape in 75 days? Sure. But the mental gains far outweigh any kind of physical like product, right? Okay, so I'm gonna end this video with one more thing. And it's not even a question I get asked, it's just something that's been on my heart to like share more about. I'm a Christian, right? My tagline is faith until you make it. Faith is something it's gasoline in my car every single day is faith. And I'm going to share more about it. Like, Jesus Christ is my savior. I owe it all to him. And I need to share more about him, and not just like throwing up a Bible verse on my Instagram story, or my tagline is faith until you make it. Like, I need to live and breathe the way that Christ wants me to, and emulate that. Share the gospel, share about the Holy Spirit, talk about prayer unapologetically. I've been shy before about doing that, but no more. All right, my camera's about to die any second now, so I'm gonna wrap up this video here. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. Do not forget to faith it till you make it. Follow me on socials, comment below if you enjoyed this video. If you have more questions, ask them below.